Y'all, something in the air ain't smelling right. Welcome back to Black Butterfly Podcast. Buckle up, cause Trump done set his ass down with his pen this month like it was a spades tournament and every signature was a Boston. Yep, a wave of presidential executive orders covered us. In just a few weeks, not years, they set the stage for transformation legally, culturally, and institutionally. And the news, they gave it a little sprinkle of coverage. Like, here's what happened today. Then move on to talk about celebrity gossip. Meanwhile, what just happened could flip your everyday life inside out by the end of this year. And by the end of this episode, you'll know what they just signed and why you better have your house in order by Christmas.
Disclaimer: this podcast is grown, black, and unapologetically unfiltered. Some episodes may include explicit language, hard truths, or sensitive topics. Because healing, justice, and truth-telling aren't always soft. If you're here to protect your comfort over our realities, this might not be your space. But if you're ready for soul-stirring conversation, political fire, and a voice that flies free, welcome to Black Butterfly Podcast. We don't whisper, we own the mic.
Grab your coffee, your chai tea, or that Hennessy, cause mama's got receipts. First up, Washington, D.C. Trump calls it restoring law and order. Says the crime's out of control, the streets are dangerous, the Capitol's a mess. Here's the thing though. Crime numbers have been dropping in D.C., but suddenly, the city's declared to be in a state of crime emergency. What does that mean? The feds, not the elected Democratic mayor since 2015, our sis Muriel Bowser, not your 10 out of 13, 77% dominated black city council, but the federal government is now in charge of policing the District of Columbia, our nation's capital. Why should you care? Because D.C. ain't just D.C. D.C. is a representation of all our major cities. If they can do this in the capital and folks clap like seals thinking this would make us safe, they can do it anywhere. Atlanta, Baltimore, Chicago, Detroit, East LA, Fairfax, Houston. We can cover the whole damn alphabet. All it takes is the president declaring our cities a crime emergency. When he signed this executive order, don't think this was a quick fix to a certain problem. No, this was manifested. This was a long game move. He's been laying the groundwork, priming the public, repeating it until folks started picturing it as inevitable. And now, boom, he's got it. The blueprint he's been preaching since 2023 is officially on paper. Bottom line, it's the classic move. Problem solution trick. Create a panic, slide in your fix, and just like that, the new normal. And for us, that means when we say we want community-led safety, they can say, we got you, with tanks and National Guard. Like I said, this wasn't reactive. Remember when he lost the election in 2021 and his supporters stormed the Capitol? That whole debacle became part of his long game. Want receipts? February 2023, he said, and I quote, "If local leaders can't fix it, the feds will." March 2023, verbatim, 13-year-olds with guns, we're taking over D.C. June 23, quote, "We'll federalize it, make it safe again." October 23, he stated that D.C. was a crime-ridden death trap. It's in my campaign plan. January 2024, we're going to federalize D.C. and have the toughest law enforcement in America. Mid-2024, beautify it, renovate it, turn it into the most beautiful capital in the world. January of this year, Trump says stop the mugging, shootings, and killings. You see the pattern? This ain't policy. It's a vision board. He been manifesting this takeover since 2021. This is what manifesting with malice looks like. Up next is a financial executive order with a real cute title: Democratizing Access to Alternative Assets for 401k Investors. Translation: they want you to put your retirement savings, money we've been stacking for years, into private equity, hedge funds, venture capital, even high-risk real estate funds. And I know somebody just thought, ooh, that's an opportunity to make some real money. But listen to mama. These are billionaires' playgrounds where birds of a feather flock together. Just like the casinos, the house always wins. And the house, the White House in this case, wrote the rule book. Because let's be real. What are the odds of everyday working folks and retirees in the making hitting on a big lick in the hedge funds and venture capital space? 0 to none. First of all, investing in VC and hedge funds is limited to those who qualify as accredited investors. Who are they? Those with a net worth exceeding $1 million, excluding the value of their primary residence. Their income exceeds $200,000 if they're single and $300,000 if they're married, and they're pulling in this income consistently for 2 years or more. Even if you manage to meet the accredited investor threshold, the minimum investment amounts are brutal. Venture capital, minimum investments typically range from $250,000 to $25 million or more. Hedge funds, the minimum investments range from $100,000 to several million dollars. Sure, there are some alternative platforms that they speak of that would allow you to invest smaller amounts, starting around $20,000, or buy into real estate portfolios at around $10,000. That's what they're talking about. That's what they're trying to achieve. They want you to take the few dollars you have saved and gamble it away. This way, they're not robbing you. You're donating it. Think about it. If they win big, they take their cut. If they lose big, they still take their cut. If you lose big or the market tanks, and will, Congratulations. You'll be 82 working a part-time job at the gas station, smiling through your hip pain because your nest eggs roll snake eyes. They call it democratizing access. I want to dive deeper into this thing because there are some listeners that aren't as interested in politics as others, but they should be because their livelihoods depend on it. Just the title alone is misleading. The root of the word is Democrat, but Democrat and democratizing are very distinct terms. A Democrat is a member of the Democratic Party or someone who supports democratic principles, rule by the people, equality, free speech, free and fair elections, accountability, transparency, and separation of powers, just to name a few. Democratizing, on the other hand, refers to the process of becoming more democratic, particularly in the context of a government transitioning from an authoritarian regime to a democracy, which is polar opposite of what these series of executive orders are intended to accomplish. They're playing mind games and insulting our intelligence. With this order, they're bluntly attempting to take away our hard-earned money, our authority over our savings, by telling us what to do with it. Invest in the 1%ers like donating to charity. Hand the billionaires of this world the keys to your 401k like they're your cousin borrowing your car. And you know they ain't filling up the tank when they bring it back. If they bring it back. And just like D.C. is a gateway to all major minority cities, this democratizing order is a gateway to our Social Security. This episode of the Black Butterfly Podcast is brought to you by Notarial Acts, signed, stamped, sealed. In the vibrant neighborhoods of Dallas, Texas, Notarial Acts by Drina O'Neill, LLC delivers premium mobile notary services built for professionals, families, and entrepreneurs. We focus on accuracy, precision, and convenience, bridging gaps in your busy schedule with seamless on-site signing solutions. Why choose us? Certified notary public and experienced professional in the legal, financial, and business sectors. Available across North and Far North Dallas and Park cities. Customized on-demand appointments where and when needed. We partner with local real estate companies, financial planners, nursing homes, senior centers, and medical facilities to ensure every document is notarized with accuracy, discretion, and cultural finesse. We understand how meaningful that moment is, especially in our communities. Let us bring the notary to you. Home offices, law firms, even your favorite coffee shop. Book your mobile notary session today and experience notarization the refined Dallas way. Still on Google searching for a notary near me? Call area code 346-643-7446 or visit notaryindallastexas.com. Signed, stamped, sealed. That's our promise to you. This one right here, wow. The Fair Banking Act updates. On the surface, it's about ensuring equal access to banking. Sounds good, right? But dig deeper. It's giving banks more discretion on who they do business with, supposedly to stop political bias. Translation: if they think your business or activism is too spicy, they can cut off your financial services, and you got to prove you're worthy to get back in. Remember when PayPal froze accounts of folks they didn't like? This is that, but on steroids with federal blessing. Okay, let's say you run a Black-owned marijuana dispensary, legal in your state, but not federally. Bank says, nah, it's too risky. Or you're an activist raising funds for police reform. Bank says, no, we out. And suddenly, your ability to make payroll or pay rent is gone. They're calling it fair banking. We're calling it you're not invited to the cookout. All right, up next, higher education transparency. This executive order makes colleges disclose more data on job outcomes, earnings, and student loan repayment rates. Which, again, sounds like a win, right? We've been saying for years, we need to know if these degrees are worth the price tag. But here's the catch. They can weaponize this data to cut funding to schools that don't meet their rate of investment standards. And who's most at risk? HBCUs, small liberal arts colleges, and community colleges serving working class students. The feds can say, well, your grads aren't making $90,000 a year, so no more federal aid for you. Meanwhile, those schools are the exact ones lifting communities up. Transparency is fine, but when the person holding the flashlight is also holding the scissors for your funding, you better watch your back. This segment is brought to you by the Black Butterfly Podcast Shop, where your support helps us keep these conversations real, raw, and for the culture. Visit blackbutterflypodcast.com. This last one on our list is a little sneaky. It's the federal grant-making reform. They're saying it's about efficiency and accountability. But in plain speak, it centralizes decision-making on who gets federal grant money, making it easier to pull funding from programs they don't vibe with politically. Say you own a nonprofit feeding kids in an immigrant-heavy neighborhood. Funding gone. You run a program for the LGBTQ plus community. Gone. And here's the game. They don't have to say they cut it because they don't like you. They can just say, we're streamlining our priorities. So what do we do with all this? Do we get loud? For sure, we stay informed. We make moves before the ball drops on New Year's Eve. These orders are written in legal English, but their impact is written in our rent, our mortgage, our paychecks, our safety, our retirements, our kids' education. Don't wait for a press conference. By the time it's a headline, it's already law. Family, you know the deal. Stay aware, stay moving, and as always, fly, black butterfly, fly.